AAB is very happy to support sustainable communities, and we've had a long-standing relationship with Lucan Sarsfields GAA Club for a number of years, and we're delighted to be here today to celebrate this community initiative. So our team is hugely proud to support the planting of 2,000 native variety mini forest trees here in the club. We ourselves have 170 branches within our communities across the country, and AAB has a huge role to play in supporting our 3.3 million customers and supporting our communities that we operate in.
Delighted to be here for the planting of these native Irish trees in a corner of Lucan Sarsfields grounds. A really proactive initiative by the club to show its commitment to biodiversity, to show its role that it plays as an environmental champion in this area, and I'm especially excited to see so many young people involved in planting those trees today. I planted one myself. I've got my tree planting suit on today, obviously, as you can see, with the tree planting shoes, and was expertly assisted by the Vice Chairman Colin Farrell and planted a few trees. So really excited to see how it turns out and to see the footprint that this leaves on the club's grounds. And I think this is exactly the sort of sustainability initiative that we love seeing clubs like this take the kind of bull by the horns themselves and take it forward to say they are doing their bit to contribute to biodiversity and sustainability in the area.
I think it's a really proud day for Lucan Sarsfields to be part of the Miyawaki project of planting 100 million trees here in Ireland, for us to be doing our small bit. As you can see, there's lots of great excitement with the young players here today. So we've members from our under 11s and under 16s helping to plant, I think, over 1,700 trees here today. And today has been a huge actually educational piece as well for myself. And I have very young kids, and they're actually coming up here tomorrow, and I'm going to bring them back up here to show them to see what we're doing here in Lucan Sarsfields and why we're doing it, I suppose, as well, is really, really important. That we're contributing, really for, I suppose, in terms of helping the environment and making sure it's sustainable for the future. So fantastic project, brilliant to be a part of it, and we're extremely grateful to AIB as well for their support in supporting the initiative, and just a great day all around to be up here.
So I'm absolutely honoured to be here in Lucan Sarsfields for the very first time and to be witnessing an absolutely wonderful project. Your club does great work for the health and well-being of your members, young and old, and this is a big step forward here today with a really global initiative, planting trees and teaching children and young people who are here today about biodiversity. It's a massive contribution to your club and to the environment, and I'm very proud to be here and to be part of it this morning, and I actually planted some trees, so I have an investment here now in Lucan Sarsfields, and very delighted with that.
Well, I'm delighted to be here both as a member of the club and as an elected representative. I've heard of the concept several years back. I actually had a motion passed in the South Dublin County Development Plan to try and get more of them, so I'm hugely supportive of it, and it's great to see the club members out, especially the younger generations, planting the trees, because in 30 years' time they'll be able to say, look son, look daughter, we've planted these trees. It's a great concept in terms of biodiversity, reducing our overall carbon emissions, but equally it's a community project. It's something that brings people together, and thanks to AIB and all the other sponsors for making it happen.
We are attempting to promote tidy towns, it being not just litter picking anymore, but sustainability and biodiversity are a huge area that we deal with now, and it isn't just our own area that we are concerned with. We are trying to involve all sports clubs, cultural venues, cultural groups, anybody in Lucan who is working as part of the community. And so it is really fantastic that we are here today to see this fantastic initiative from 100 million trees, and also that they really admire the area for the bees as well as all of the tree planting. And we hope that Lucan Tidy Towns will be able to assist them in any way possible in the future.
We've had a great bunch of people from the club up here planting trees today for 100 million trees. The event's sponsored by AIB, and it's part of an excellent biodiversity plan that's been developed by Christy and Mike and myself, and we have a biodiversity plan laid out for the club that spans the next 12 months, and we're really looking forward to continuing the work. This is the first major part of it, which is the planting of 1,700 trees, and we have a lot of work planned to move forward from here. We had the community involved. we had our under 16 boys and girls, we had our under 11 boys and girls, and I think there was under 9, 10 boys here as well. We had Lucan Tidy Towns was represented here. So yes, it's a big part of a community, but Lucan Sarsfields is a large community. There's 3,800 members here. We cater for 1,600 juvenile players and about 700 adult players. So it's a big community of itself.
That's what something we want to make the kids aware of as well, is the different varieties and what's here. And I mean, it's a great sport facility, but if the kids come up and they're only purely watching the game, it's great to get them up around here as well. And as Mike and Colin said, we're hoping to rewild the huge area, make a couple of meadows, make it more attractive to come up here.
We've just planted over 1,700 trees with thanks to the 100 Million Trees project, which is founded by the Mulcahy family, David, Richard and Tina Mulcahy. The kind sponsorship of AIB as well, of investing back into the communities where our kids are hopefully going to see these grow in 20 to 30 years time. Lots of activity going on for the ecosystem around the area.
Walk every 5 feet or so away from the first one that you planted onto the second one, plant again, and that's it, just keep moving around, and that creates the Miyawaki method.
One of the reasons we can plant over 1,500 trees is because we're doing this intense planting. It's a Miyawaki type method. It was described by a Japanese botanist, and the idea is that you plant native trees of different species very close to each other. So the idea is if you pack in the trees at about 10 times the normal industrial planting, then they grow very rapidly to chase the light. But the theory is also that the different types of tree interlink at root level and they look after each other in terms of health. And the idea of the 100 Million Tree Project is that we're going to plant 40,000 mini forests throughout the country.
I'm a member of Lucan Sarsfields. My 4 kids play, my wife plays here as well. So we see this as going to be a long-standing part of our family's future as well. This is all about investing into the future of biodiversity. When people turn around and ask us in future generations, we're aware of climate change and what do we do? This is a small step towards that. So we're looking out for clubs in the Dublin area to approach us with access to land, and we will happily provide them with a mini forest very similar to what's being done here in Lucan Sarsfields.
They're creating something for future generations and they're getting back to nature really, so it's a hugely positive thing.
So we've 1,570 native trees planted by a whole group of members. Fantastic community club, beautifully prepared with diggers and then beautifully fenced. Everything done in a super quick time, organised by Colin Farrell and all his colleagues in Lucan, and of course organised initially by Darren Lancaster, who great thanks to both of them, and also to the AIB for sponsoring the 100 Million Trees project, which is very excited not just to plant another mini forest, but particularly in Lucan Sarsfields you're planting 1,570 trees in the middle of urban Dublin. And Lucan Sarsfields was really a pleasure to deal with them and a pleasure to plant such a wonderful mini forest with them.
There's a nice hedgerow there at the moment, but it'll be a nicer one when we're finished. We've planted some trees here, there'll be cherry blossoms. So when people look out the window of the club or at a match over there, they'll see the fruits of our labour. Probably about 5 years of time or whatever, but at least it's there.
It's great to see all of the kids actually supporting here and planting the trees, and this is the future, you know, like this is what, like these trees would be, you know, growing and still here when we're all long gone. So to see the kids being part of this, that's what a community is all about, that's what a GAA club is all about. And it's great for AIB to be involved and supporting this because, like I said, those trees will be still here when we're all gone.